the former Finance Minister of Kerala, Thomas Isaac. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. My first question to you, even as there were protests in Delhi consecutively by southern states, first Karnataka, then you had Kerala today, you also had DMK MPs protest in the parliament. Where are all these protests heading towards? What are you looking at all of these as?
It shows that BJP central government is discriminating against all opposition states, and not only denying projects and funds, but also very mischievously using the central agencies to create trouble in these states. So you have a spectacle of all the opposition states, particularly from the south, coming and protesting in center. Now this has happened, never happened before in this manner, in this scale. So it cannot be attributed to one party. Every opposition party is saying the central government is undermining the state governments, denying the rights.
Thomas Isaac, but even as you say this, the center, in fact, Prime Minister himself, the Finance Minister herself have kind of rebuffed these allegations in the Parliament. The Prime Minister himself even went on to say these allegations that are being made vis-a-vis North versus South, or on similar lines of not giving funds to certain states, is altogether on separatist lines, is pitching states against each other, and is against the center. So could you draw us to how this is not something that has been discussed in the Finance Commission or has been raised by Kerala repeatedly during the meetings of the Finance Commission and yet has not been taken up? Is this beyond politics?
Now, Finance Commission is an award. I am not going to accuse the Prime Minister of influencing the Finance Commission to deny certain states their rights. But of course, he did something else, very mischievous, with reference to 14th Finance Commission, and the terms of reference to 15th Finance Commission, highly objectionable, anti-state. But nevertheless, that's not the argument, you see. Arguments are, one, the Fitch rating has come out with the allegation that through various ways, I don't know how it could have been done, that the 41% of devolution, which has been awarded by the Finance Commission, is not really being given. I am not saying about such surcharges. Even leaving that aside, the 41% devolution is not taking place. Now this has been a bewildering information. Only reason I can find it is they have been increasing the cost of collection of the taxes, but that's one. But apart from that, let me take the case of Kerala. Government of India has curtailed Kerala's budget by preventing its normal borrowing of 3%. And this year it would be much less than even 2%, which means a loss of a substantial amount of receipts. What is the argument of central government? Central government is saying state has resorted to off-budget borrowing. We have got an institution, financial institution, that borrows exclusively for infrastructure construction. Now central government has ordained that this borrowing would be deducted from the normal borrowing of the state government. Why? The central government merely goes on borrowing, off-budget borrowing, is never included in the fiscal deficit or in the public borrowing in the central government. All right, now they say, we have changed the rules for the states. All right, how does one impose this new rule with retrospective effect? They're not saying that in future we are going to deduct from the normal borrowing any extra budgetary borrowing that you have done. What they have done is they have made a new rule, something which they had never attempted before, and given it effect retrospectively. Now that is precisely
Okay.
undermining state budget. That's what we are protesting.
All right, Thomas Isaac, I have to ask you this question. The governments in the south of India right now are non-BJP. And is that why you are seeing a more north is to south versus that seems to be coming out? Is it now because southern states are ruled by non-BJP governments and therefore they are raking this up? And I'm also asking this in the context, are the governments in touch with each other over these issues? Are you all planning something on a larger scale that would take it? Because the next finance commission has been constituted. You have elections coming up. So is there going to be more partnership and play between the southern non-BJP ruled states? Are we going to see something in that?
Well, today in Kerala, ministry and the legislature struggle at Dharna at Jantar Mantar. Kejriwal, Delhi Chief Minister was the representative Punjab had come. So other national parties had come. This is not just South versus North, but it happens to be that southern states are ruled by non-BJP governments. Therefore, in the protests, they would be in the forefront. I cannot say that the southern states are going to join up against to make presentation in the Finance Commission. You take the last Finance Commission. I was the Finance Minister at that time. We started with a population criteria where South was supposed to lose, but very soon he came to have a common front of all states in India which were in the opposition. And I think this is what is going to happen in this time also.
Thomas Isaac, last question. You did mention right now about how you have alleged that how the center has used probe agencies as well. Some of them have also put you under the scanner. There have been some probes and some questions against you as well. But Thomas Isaac, one thing that really does come out, irrespective of what the opposition is alleging, are there also concerns of perception of corruption as you head towards the election?
Look, they have been inquiring me. I was the vice chairman of KIFBI, this funding agency I talked to you about, referred to. They have been on a fishing expedition for the last 1.5 years. They have not been told once in the court, what is the charge. No agency has to right to intrude into the privacy of individual citizens. And court has upheld my position. So the fight is going on. Why do we fight this agency? It has become a political agency of BJP. Tell me one single BJP legislature or leader that is being investigated by ED, one single case. Now, they being in the the ruling party, possibilities of corruption are much more with the ruling party, but not a single person is being investigated. On the other hand, the opposition leaders are investigated, and if they change the sides, then nothing like that. No more investigation, no more charges, and so on. Don't you think this is politically motivated, meant for the elections?
All right. Thank you very much, Thomas Isaac, for joining us. Appreciate your time and response. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.